It's easy to feel disheartened by the negative news we see on mainstream media, but as an activist for nearly 50 years, I know there are passionate people all around the country creating significant change at the grassroots level. So I threw my video camera into the back seat of my Prius and set out to document their stories to give us all a dose of hope. The road trip took me 2.5 months, and I covered over 13,000 miles. I crossed 36 states, and along the way I shot 51 video interviews and had 6 car problems. The book and video stories on our website are the results of my journey.
The Berlin Wall collapsed, unexpected. The Soviet Union collapsed, unexpected. Apartheid system collapsed, unexpected. A bunch of farmers and, small businessmen in the 18th century defeated the British Empire, the most powerful empire in the world, unexpected. So the women's movement came out of nowhere, radically shifted consciousness, the biggest cultural revolution in modern history.
We're at a place right now where we're all trying to decide, okay, how does one person make a difference? How do I make a difference sitting in this little studio, wrapping trash upon trash and trying to say something about how frustrated I feel that my own people are throwing tons and tons and tons of trash away without real consideration about what this means in the future.
None of my teachers growing up would ever very rarely would tap into who I was as a young Mexican American kid growing up or a biracial kid growing up. They wouldn't approach it, and so I never wanted that, because if somebody doesn't approach it, then who's gonna, of a teacher especially, and elders don't approach it with young people, then where are we going to learn? How do we really learn about who we are?
But I remember she told our teacher that we were going to get married. And our teacher kept us in the classroom right before lunch and in a very grave voice told us that girls had to marry boys and boys had to marry girls, which I literally took to mean had to at some point. You would choose one or one would be assigned to you, but somehow this was going to have to happen.
When you have wealth, wealth creates more wealth. So the big challenge I think we face is, how do we as a country enable more people to own a share of our economy? How do we enable people to build assets and some financial wherewithal that they can begin to also build wealth for their communities?
The design of companies, ownership design, is really the root. It's really the root issue of our economy and of our global crisis. The root issue. But it's so complex. People feel like they can't understand it, they can't see it. And so it's kind of my life mission to help people not only see this and understand it, but to understand that there are other ways of organizing an economy.